Broadway, a special kind of place. Its brilliance draws them from Dubuque and Akron, from Paris and London. To be a star, you make it here.
Oh, it's a lovely war. Who wouldn't be a soldier, eh? Oh, it's a shame to take the pay. As soon as rebellion is gone, we feel just as heavy as lead. But we never get up to the sergeant brings our breakfast up to bed.
Julie Andrews made it here. Her success on Broadway propelled her to even greater heights in motion pictures as an Academy Award winner.
He loved my sinuses and spleen and every organ in between, and yet he never said he loved me.
In a new motion picture, she portrays the great Gertrude Lawrence, the supreme spellbinder of the musical stage.
I'm Burlington Bertie, I rise at 10:30, then Buckingham Palace I view. I stand in the yard while they're changing the guard, and the king shouts across Toodaloo.
A living legend in her time, Miss Lawrence performed in 16 smash plays on Broadway. She was a truly vital and exciting star. Julie Andrews devoted more than one full year of her life to the making of the film. It is called Star. London was home in the beginning for Gertrude Lawrence, and for Julie.
Going back to Europe was a terrific thrill for me because I hadn't been back to that side of the world for a couple of years or more, and suddenly being at home made me feel very nostalgic, and I loved it.
Although a generation apart, there are striking similarities in the shaping of their careers. Both toured all of England in the early days, learning their craft in vaudeville and music halls.
Piccadilly, the playground of the sing. Piccadilly, yeah, where the traffic goes one way. In the daytime, you'll meet lovely brunettes, but at night time, oh, God save to see their wrecks.
Star was conceived for Julie Andrews by director Robert Wise and producer Saul Chaplin. The three had created The Sound of Music. Once again, that special creative chemistry was put to work. The scale of the production was as lavish as it must be to reproduce the extravagant flamboyance of a great actress living in great style. The detail and dimension of the Gertrude Lawrence era was faithfully recreated by the 20th Century Fox Movie Company at 18 locations in New York alone. They made a calculated effort to construct a period, one which draws from the past and is styled from resources of inventiveness and imagination. The logistics of Star were enormous. 10,000 extras were called and costumed as the company moved about the city. There was a demanding schedule set for the entire production, but the keystone was always Julie. Before they shot the final frame of action, Julie appeared in almost every scene, sang or danced in 15 major musical numbers, and wore a dazzling wardrobe of 125 original costumes. The costume designer was Donald Brooks. His search was for arresting colors, textures, and lines, and he set the look of the film with his concept. It took him over 9 months to complete the collection. The cost? $350,000. Everything about Gertrude Lawrence was a little larger than life, and her life was as vivid and dramatic as any role she ever played. In Cape Cod, she met Richard Aldrich, the one man who tamed her quick temper. Richard Crenna co-stars with Julie in this part.
You're damn right we have. Mr. Aldrich, I appeal to you. We are married. I am determined to leave you. You are determined to stop me. Now, what would you do?
As I'm not directing the play, Miss Lawrence, I can't help you.
I am going out of that door, out of your life forever. I am leaving you, and I'm leaving now. See what I mean? I'd simply have to stay with a man like that, wouldn't I?
Many men were drawn to Gertrude Lawrence in her sleek and sophisticated world. On an elaborate mansion setting, Michael Craig begins his portrayal of one who shaped and shared her life.
I love you. You know that. Sometimes I think I even understand you.
Darling, darling, Tony. Let's face it, love, I'd never make a governor's lady.
By far, the most important man in Gertie's life was Noel Coward.
So clever, Noel. A divine play.
One of the more ridiculous cliches is that there's safety in numbers.
Noel is a brilliant playwright, actor, and composer. To trace the part he played in that life, the company moved to Nice on the French Riviera. With the spectacular Mediterranean giving a sharp feeling and form to the action, young Daniel Massey was able to dig into the heart of the role. From their first childhood meeting in a theater school, Noel and Gertie were lifelong friends. She co-starred with him in musicals that were exuberant exercises in pure fun. They were enormously popular as a pair.
We're getting rather restive. We pooled our money, spent the lot. The world forgetting by the world forgot. Now we haven't got a penny for the you-know-what. Has anybody seen? 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 Our ship!
There is great drama and excitement in watching a star perform on the stage. This feeling is never more powerful than when the actress is Julie Andrews. The theater is the Court on 48th Street in Manhattan.
My ship's aglow with 1,000,000 pearls, and rubies fill each bin. The sun sits high in a sapphire sky when my ship comes in.
There were a dozen musical numbers staged in Hollywood for Star. One of them was Jenny, a circus dream sequence. Julie worked with choreographer Michael Kidd and tells how it was.
I think of all the numbers in the film that we shot, this was the most exhausting, and it took many weeks rehearsal. I do my own stunts mostly because the camera is so close that nobody else could do them without, you know, it being quite obvious. Michael Kidd's method is to start with a small group of dancers and work out the routines. Bit by bit, he adds others until he has built a full ensemble. His goals are verve, precision, and swiftly shifting patterns of movement. He thinks of himself as a man who uses supple human bodies to tell a story. As the director, Robert Wise was also very much involved with Michael Kidd in working out the camera moves.
Anyone with vision comes to this
This is the story of a special world. A world guided by the creative talents of Michael Kidd, Saul Chaplin, and Robert Wise. A world sparked by the brilliance of Julie Andrews. This is Star.